I'm Amanda Tapping here at the Bridge Studios in Vancouver, British Columbia. Join me for an exciting up-close look at the adventures that await SG-1 and the rest of the members of the SGC during the 5th season of Stargate SG-1. Since the beginning of its first season, Stargate SG-1 has become one of the most successful science fiction series in production today, capturing the imaginations of audiences around the world. Prepare to step beyond the Stargate for an unprecedented journey with the people who have shaped the vision of Stargate SG-1 over the course of the last 4 seasons, and get a fascinating glimpse of what lies ahead in the 5th season for everyone on the SG-1 team. From the dangers and challenges of distant worlds to the mysteries and illusions of inner space, the Stargate has propelled us to the most spellbinding corners of its universe. Here's a look at some of the new worlds and strange cultures that await SG-1 in Season 5. The 5th season of Stargate SG-1 will challenge all of the characters of the series with adventures that even the most experienced members of the SG-1 team find surprising.
In terms of the broader arc of Stargate and our ongoing battle with the Goa'uld, we are introducing a new villain.
Apparently the one he serves has no name.
Oh, he has a name. Like some viewers, forbidden to know it.
We haven't given him a name, and we may not give him a face for some time either. Not just to build the suspense and build the mystery, but this is going to be our last big bad guy, and he is so far more powerful. We've just decided to bring in a bad guy, a Goa'uld, more formidable than any we've met so far.
We're going to find a lot more humor in our show, and we're going to find a lot more situations where, you can only save the Earth and the universe every other week. First, this week you got to save the Earth, then next week the universe, then you got to regroup and just save the Earth the week after that.
Teal'c's becoming, as the Sholva, the one who defied his god, has become a famous figure amongst Jaffa, an infamous figure, but to a certain extent to some of them who are starting to think that maybe there is something to this idea that we don't have to be slaves to the Goa'uld. He's becoming a bit of a heroic figure. In Season 5, we will explore that some more and see a greater development of an actual groundswell of a movement amongst the Jaffa to be in a permanent state of rebellion against the Goa'uld.
Nobody really dies on Stargate. It's the way that a lot of people feel. But when a character really does die, when someone disappears and doesn't come back, then it adds a pall to everything that you do from that point on. It gets darker. And the question is always there, okay, now we're in a situation where this might happen. This person might disappear. In year 5, more than any other time, people start to disappear, and they don't come back.
In Season 5's first episode, Enemies, the conclusion to Exodus in Season 4, the stakes have never been higher for SG-1, as they must battle 2 of their most dangerous enemies, while dealing with the fact that they may have seen Earth and Teal'c for the last time.
Less than 4 minutes before the sun begins to supernova.
Daniel, just get me the hell out of here, will ya?
Engaging hyperdrive.
Sir, where's Teal'c?
I think he's dead.
Teal'c, in the very first show, has a change that happens to him that the audience will not expect. And when it happens, it leads itself from a 2-part series into a 3-part series just to resolve this problem that he's got.
I'm picking up a ship on the sensors.
Looks like someone must have escaped Apophyse's ship before the bugs took over.
Who?
It's a Goa'uld cargo ship.
Hey! Buddy.
What you got going here, Teal'c?
Throughout the SG-1 series, the team has witnessed alien technology vastly more advanced than anything Earth possesses. In the episode 2001, we get a glimpse of what could happen if some of that technology was made available to us.
What kind of defense technologies are we talking about? Space guns, force fields, motherships?
This is an example of a bioweapon we can make available to you. A living radioactive genetic material that may be designed to attack and destroy only the specific DNA of your enemy. We have a number of efficient delivery systems.
You got shades of They Live, First Wave, Earth Final Conflict, insofar as that an alien race is going, hey, we're here to help you. Look, we got trinkets and baubles, and they're really there to take over.
Why have these friends of Earth not already provided you with the defense technologies that you seek from us?
Most of the advanced races that we've befriended have hesitated to share their technology with us for fear that we could use it to destroy ourselves.
True friends would endeavor to prevent that. You have changed the way in which we view the universe. Do not underestimate what we offer in return for that gift.
Extraordinary alien civilizations, fascinating new worlds, and dangerous adventures have taught all who step through the Stargate to expect the unexpected. For SG-1, this can often mean the difference between death or survival.
Beast of Burden, I think, is my favorite this year because it addresses some of the concerns that the audience members have had, which is we always win. And in Beast of Burden, it becomes a question, are we going to win?
Do not fear. It's dead. Generations ago, the beasts enslaved our forefathers through terror and oppression. They served the one with the glowing eyes.
And what happened to him, her?
No one knows. One day he went away, did not return. Our forefathers, they learned how the beast weapons worked and led an uprising. The war was bloody, waged for many years. And eventually the slaves triumphed, and the masters became the slaves. Since then, the beasts have served us.
Daniel Jackson has a very different take on things in a couple of episodes that are not standard textbook Jackson ways of looking at things.
You don't understand. This one's name is Shaka, and he is coming with me.
Daniel?
Jack.
Why don't we discuss what we can offer the man in return?
I think too often in this kind of show, when you go into a self-destruct sequence, the audience sits there and says, they're not going to blow up the base. No, you're not going to kill that character. You're not going to do it. Well, in Beast of Burden, we don't know. All through Beast of Burden, you're asking yourself, who's right? Who's wrong? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy in this? And we have real trouble figuring it out until the very end. And in the very end, we come out with an answer, but it may not be the one that the audience wants.
What begins as a tense partnership becomes a mission that requires two sides to work together if anyone plans on getting out of the tomb alive.
Look, Zukov, let's get something straight here. I'm the ranking senior officer on this mission.
This is a joint operation, and we are of equal rank.
Which means you should appreciate the need for a clear chain of command.
Of course.
Colonel? Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Directing The Tomb was a lot of fun because it drew upon a lot of the classic horror formulas, right? Two factions coming together to defend themselves against a common enemy. We have the Russians, and we have a lot of history with them because they ran their own Stargate program, and now we've come together with them to try to figure out a way to rescue their comrades who have gone on a mission and gone missing for quite a long time, and find ourselves stuck in this ziggurat, which is the name of just a very cool ancient building, And there's a creature that eats people and that's stuck in there with us.
Here it is again. I don't see anything. It's around here somewhere. In Ascension, my character, Samantha Carter, becomes an object of intense alien desire and must choose between her personal feelings and her loyalty to SG-1.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, are you from around here?
Sam Carter is stretching in ways that we've never seen her stretch. Not just being brilliant. She's more than just brilliant this year. She's coming up with new character things that are not standard things. We go to her house. We see her relationship.
My kind are capable of a level of communication that shares our innermost essence.
Telepathy.
Reading someone's mind is an invasion of privacy. It's not about specific thoughts or memory. It's a sort of exchange of spirit.
There's a love scene in it, which we don't normally do on Stargate. And that love scene is startling in the way that it transpires. We get to see parts of Sam that are not military, that aren't staid, that she's not the cut and dried person that we thought she was.
What?
I'm sorry. If you haven't turned me in by now, there must be a reason.
I'd feel bad betraying you. That's all, nothing more.
You like me.
Orlin.
You like me. I can tell. You like me a lot.
Although Stargate SG-1 is very much on the cutting edge of modern science fiction, the inspiration for the stories can sometimes come from the most surprising places and often draws on subtle elements of ancient and classical mythology, as seen in the episode Red Sky.
I am Frere. For what reason have you come before me?
O Lord Frere, forgive us for disturbing you, but we seek your wisdom.
The arrival of these outsiders has caused the eye of Odin to grow dim. We fear it is Ragnarok.
You are wise to seek my counsel, but only through faith will you prove worthy of my benevolence.
The problem grows ever worse as long as you are here. If you can't see that the gods wish you to leave, then we will be forced to make it clear on their behalf.
Jack O'Neill is getting more and more a curmudgeon with some of the things he does, but at the same time, more of what he does as a special forces person comes out because he's having a struggle internally with, can I be special forces, military, and a humanitarian at the same time?
Stupid son of a bitch!
The gods have spoken.
You just killed 2 of my men and screwed your whole planet!
2 of our brothers also gave their lives to serve the gods.
You coward! Why didn't you do it yourself? Why?
I would gladly die to serve the gods.
No, Jack! Sir!
Bringing a series like Stargate SG-1 to life poses some very unusual challenges, demanding the best from the imagination of our amazing special effects department.
Year 5 for Stargate, more than any other, we've been experimenting a lot. And in the first show of the year, Enemies, we sat down with it, the script was huge, and we looked at it in terms of visual effects. We looked at it and said, can we do this? And we got the thumbs up to do it and to do what we wanted to with it. which means doing something that's never happened on television before.
It's a handheld shot with CG bugs in it, and all we do is we run with them through the halls, look back at what they're shooting, look back at them, they're firing these huge guns, and all this dust is shaking out of the walls and things like this because these guns have such a concussive power.
It's one of the most spectacular sequences of visual effects mixed with physical human activity that just incorporates so many different elements. It incorporates explosions, it incorporates gunfire, it incorporates a camera that's running with our characters who are running to get away desperately.
And imagine you're a camera operator running with a handheld camera at these people. He was patted out like a riot policeman.
And they're being chased by these creatures that don't seem to have an end and don't seem to die.
Over the course of the last 4 seasons, Stargate SG-1 has pushed the boundaries of science fiction, lifting the veil on a universe limited only by the imagination of those who create it.
The beauty of science fiction is the palette is so broad. There are so many ways, and so we can go so much farther and explore so much more, because we can go to the extremes of the human condition. We can go to the alien condition. We can look at the human condition from a completely alien point of view.
Just fix the damn sun!
Unfortunately, we cannot.
Why not?
You would be in violation of our treaty with the Goa'uld.
What?
The treaty states that the people of a planet categorized as protected will be free from Goa'uld domination. However, subsection 42 states that the people on those planets cannot be artificially advanced through Asgard technological means. Using our technology to prevent a natural disaster would be a violation of that order, and would nullify the treaty as a whole. The Goa'uld would be free to invade any of the protected planets, including Earth.
Oh.
Season 5 of Stargate SG-1 also marks another great milestone for our television series with the filming of SG-1's 100th episode. For everyone involved, the making of our 100th episode, Wormhole Extreme, is an occasion that will always be remembered.
I wanted to call the show Going to Other Planets, but research says that shows with X in the name get higher ratings.
Why aren't the aliens ever in camouflage?
No, look at my lips. Bigger.
I'm Amanda Tapping. From everyone at Stargate SG-1, we thank you. And we hope you enjoy watching Season 5 as much as we've enjoyed making it.